part of the receiver with this particular one, and by the way, before all you Nazis get on my butt about it, this has all obviously been safety checked. Anyway, what I do is I'm going to take an old magazine here that I can't use anymore for anything. It's my pounding surface. I put it right in between. You have a pin here and you've got a pin here. Like I stated, you have a pin here and then you've got a pin here. You're going to want to take a punch. Preferably you want to take a non-marring punch, but this is just a metal punch that I'm just going to use. Just grab a hammer. Make sure you're square on it. If you have a non-marring punch, which I highly recommend, just give them just a small little tap. They drop out. Then you go on the other side here. You've got your pins. Grab the pins, set them off to the side. Bear in mind, these pins, they're identical, so if you put them in if they don't go in the same hole that you pulled these pins out of, it doesn't matter because they're both the same size and the same diameter, so don't fret there. Then you go ahead and remove your actual trigger group and the assembly and take your barrel action off. We'll do a complete disassembly on the actual rest of the receiver at a later date. So we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side. On this one, it's pretty much a first look on your internals and the extended auto bolt release, which is made by ProMag. Alright, so once you've got the trigger group out with this one, alright, so first off we're going to go ahead and change out the actual magazine, or excuse me, the bolt release. So with this one, you're going to knock out this pin down here. You've got that pin, and then you're going to knock out this pin. But first we're going to knock out this top pin so we can relieve tension off this little spring on the inside of here. If you can see that. Grab a smaller punch here. And again, you're going to want to knock this one out first. But you don't necessarily have to knock it out all the way. Because theoretically, actually you're going to have to. Then when you pull out the pin, just slowly let the tension ride on that particular spring. Set that off to the side, just roll it back and set it off to the side. Then your bolt release should be free on the top here. Then you go underneath here, grab this pin, just push it out. These should come out fairly simple. You don't have to have it out all the way, and then the bolt release right here should come off. So you just let your trigger group chill out for a second. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our ProMag extended magazine release. And generally when you take something apart, it goes back together the same way. And then with this one, you've got a little notch here, right there. Make sure that's facing inward because you have a spring that goes on that little notch right there. If you can see that. Yeah, that little notch right there. Your lower spring on there, the one that's got like the little bend to it, that's got to actually go in. And that should just drop in like so. Then what you're going to want to do first is take your bottom pin, push that back in, line it up with the actual hole on the bottom here. And then go ahead and tap that in. Tap that in so that's flush right there. That way it pivots right there. Then go on the inside of here, rotate your spring back. This spring that's on a slant right there, if you can see that, that's what's got to rest on that little notch that I showed you earlier. Then what you're going to want to do is make sure you have your interrupter. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and set that in like so. That way it's already in place. Then I'll go ahead and take this. Alright, once that bolt releases in and you got that bottom hammer in, take your second pin here and go ahead and put that in. What I recommend doing is taking a small punch or a screwdriver, hold that spring down, start the pin, just hold that spring down if you can see that, start lining that up, push the spring off to the side, make sure your interrupters just tap that in. Then go ahead on the inside here. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. This top pin, pull out the bottom pin. The factory bolt release here should pull out and you reverse the process. So hopefully this has been entertaining and informative on how you go ahead and put a bolt release in a Ruger 1022. So it is what it is. So this is Lock and Reload, and putting this together, do it in reverse of how we just took it out of the action too. So at any rate, like I said, it is Lock and Reload. As always, I'll catch you later. Alright, so this is the operation of the actual bolt release. I can actually do it with one hand. So this one, it goes in just like so. I'll demonstrate that again. Pull the bolt back, pull the bolt back, push it in. Okay, then we'll go around the other side. And with that same bolt release, do a smart pullback. That's it. This is with the ProMag auto bolt. Smart pullback, let it ride home.